Hello everyone, Damien here from DKBrickStudios. Today we'll be doing another Build Talk video. Yeah, let's get in onto this. Well, before we get onto this, we'll have to let the intro roll, and two, I gotta tell you what we're talking about today and what we're building. What we're talking about today is how I got into BioShock and my thoughts on the BioShock games. We'll kind of talk about after the intro what games I'll be talking, which ones I'll be talking about. And what I'll be building today is Subject Delta from BioShock 2. So yeah, can't wait for you guys to see this one. This is probably one of my favorite models that I've built. So yeah, let's let the intro roll. We'll get started with this, and we'll go from there. So yeah, let's get the intro rolling. Alrighty, so let's get this started. So yeah, before we get into talking about how I got into BioShock and my thoughts on the games, that was just me opening up a can of drinkage so I can drink while I talk. Need my throat not from getting parched. I'm going to talk about, I'm going to try to go for BioShock 1, 2, and Minerva's Den in this episode. If not, I'll go for BioShock, if I can't, I'll try to do at least, I'm going to try to go for at least BioShock 1 and 2. Minerva's Den will have, if I can't get to Minerva's Den in this video, I'll push it on off into BioShock, into the next one, which will cover BioShock Infinite and Burial at Sea. So yeah, in this video, we'll also be covering, before we get into my thoughts on all the games, we'll be talking about how I got into the world of BioShock. So, this is connected to a good friend of mine. This friend of mine is Amber. She has been on the channel once before. If you've not seen my interview with her, when her novel got published, that's her. She's the one who I keep mentioning at the end of every video. That's her novel. That's her. She's my good friend. I'm kind of trying to help get her book going. Trying to get some more traction out there. I hope she would do the same for me with my book, but again, I'm just trying to be nice and helpful here. So yeah. Speaking of BioShock, she, after a while getting to know her, she kind of, I feel like, from what I can remember, in senior year, she kind of mentioned BioShock from time to time. She would kind of talk a bit about this not fanfic, but, fanfiction of hers that she was working on, which I was intrigued. I would listen to it. I mean, heck, whatever ideas she had, I was always interested in listening to, because who knows? I would probably get an idea from that and maybe want to work on something like that idea inspired from her or something along those lines. She always helped me, like, talking with her about ideas was a fun aspect with her, and I still do it to this day. We're still good friends. We talk whenever we can. So yeah, BioShock was kind of mentioned from time to time with her. I was curious about the game. I never really looked up what the game was at the time whenever she mentioned it. I kind of was just like, okay, I kind of let my imagination go wild with what the game looked like. I would always imagine this, this big city under the ocean, as mentioned by her. From what I can remember, Frank Fontaine was supposed to looking like a big daddy or something like that, from what I can remember. And the character she was creating, Tiberius, looked something like how Frank Fontaine looked like in the BioShock and from the end of BioShock 1. So yeah, I mean, obviously looking at the game now, I mean, my ideas on how this franchise looked were completely different, but I mean, hey, I didn't know much about the game. I barely knew much. All I knew was from the, what she was telling me, which I was, okay, alright, at some point we were like, I should have you sit me down one day and have me do this game, and we did that, which I will get us to that point, pretty soon, actually. So as I got into BioShock, what continued with this whole BioShock thing was, she would like one day like obviously she would continue talking to me about it, and then one day I was like, when this was around Infinity War, so this kind of will obviously date this video heavily in the time of all this, but again, this is where this kind of helps me place the timeline of all this. This was like after Endgame's release, not Endgame. I saw Endgame at the time of its release, like opening weekend. But Infinity War, like, I was very spoiler phobic. Like I would be like, if you spoil this movie for me, I will jump you. Kind of like that was how I was with this movie, and I was safe. I was trying to be sure I was safe from being spoiled, but the kind of helped me get ready for that movie to see the movies I needed to see before that. My friend showed me at her place what's his face Spider-Man: Homecoming, Thor: Ragnarok, and Doctor Strange. Those three movies back to back. We watched all three of them together. It was actually really fun getting to watch all three of them and having that nice little memory with her. You know, having that engagement with her, having the fun with her, having fun with her, just being able to sit there and, you know, talk, having that, you know, being able to really see those and having an idea of what happens before Infinity War, and it helped. It actually really helped out a lot. So yeah, and then I obviously went to see, and obviously I saw Infinity War, but that same day, after we saw Doctor Strange, my friend showed me BioShock. She showed me a bit of BioShock. And, oh boy, did this start me down my path. Well, actually, I need to go back a bit more, actually, before I continue down this path. Yeah, we were at AwesomeCon, actually. AwesomeCon was where I actually kind of got my bit of exposure to it. Just like something related to it, actually. I got to see this poster, like an art piece of artwork related to BioShock, or at least a bit of artwork to it. And it was like, whoa, what, huh? That's BioShock? Whoa, okay, that's interesting. Okay, we're gonna have to look into that. And I think that was when we decided, oh, we're gonna need to have you come over one day, have me come over and play that game with her by my side, which we did, and we'll get into that pretty soon. But yeah, like I said, so now jumping back to when I played the game. Also, if you want, you can learn more about my trip at AwesomeCon. I did an entire video on that. It's somewhere on the channel. I forget where it is. It might be in my miscellaneous videos. You can definitely search it on the channel. Other than that, I mean, I'd recommend giving that a look if you'd be interested in looking into that. So yeah, but yeah, I talked with, I remember seeing that, and my god, one of the things I could just remember about that game was how beautiful Rapture was. Rapture looked beautiful. And it stuck with me. Like, even though I didn't look at anything related to BioShock really after the game, after seeing that bit of footage, gameplay that my friend showed me of the game, I was like, oh my god. It's beautiful. She's a beautiful game. It's beautiful. Like, the city looked beautiful. Just the weapons that were there, like the tonics that were there, like the plasmids that were there were interesting, and I was just mystified by all of it. I'm like, I need to get me in this thing, and I was amazed, and I was just like, get me more of this. I want to play more. I was just like, I couldn't get over, like when I got home, I couldn't get over how beautiful it was, and it just, oh man, it stuck with me. That stuck with me, because I saw pretty much the opening portion of the game. From what I can remember. Like, a little bit of the opening portion. Didn't hurt. Honestly, I kind of got an idea of what was to expect with it, but it looked, oh my god, so beautiful. So beautiful. And I love it. I loved it. So yeah. As a little time progressed, I actually this is a little after I've graduated high school. Well, like within the week of graduation, after my grad party, after my grad party, my friend Amber had her grad party, and most of that grad party was me playing Injustice 2 and getting my ass beaten by my friend Amber and other people. Some of them were women, I can admit that I got beaten by women, but I have no problem with that. I mean, hey, I suck at those games. Back in Envision, experienced thing I did a while back, or when I was in the very early stages of this channel. I tried a bit of it. I sucked ass. I sucked hard in that game. I didn't really know how to play those games, nor do I know how to really play those games to this day. I probably should get one of those games and play it to get an experience, get to know how to play it. I should add that to the list of games I want to get along with the Spider-Man game that came out recently, and at least one of the Timefall games. I'm thinking of getting 2, because at least I don't have to worry about a risk of not being able to play the story. But Timefall 1, from what I've heard, is on has multiplayer with the story play elements. But it's like, okay, I'll see what I can do. But yeah. So yeah, later, that as the time went on, the night went on a bit, as people left and all that, it was just me and her and a friend that was there. She loaded up BioShock after we did a little bit of Jurassic World, Lego Jurassic World. I love the Lego games. I'm going to say that. The Lego games are like one of the best games ever. I'm not going to lie. But I saw a little bit more of it, and I just, again, can't get over how beautiful the game is. Like, I was amazed, and I mentioned it again, we got to try this out, and it was fun. Okay, it was a lot of fun just to get to play the game, and I had a lot of fun just playing the game. So yeah, I think we should probably head on into, skip a bit. Yeah, we're going to want to skip a bit to the point in time where I headed to, where I went to actually go play the game for the first time ever. BioShock. Yeah, it was, God, I believe it was a day in July. I messed up the ride to her house. I am still getting used to figuring out how to, I thought I knew which way to go on the bus. Didn't, and I was like, shoot. I was new with the bus system, but I figured it out. I can look back on it and I can laugh at how it went, but hey. When I got there, luckily her sister was able to get me there to help me. She and I headed to her basement to play the game, and we played it. I played it, she loaded it up, I got to playing it, and I was like, whoa. Like, I'm about to play this game. This is going to be crazy. And I just went. Like, in the beginning, I remember I was exploring as much as I could. But as time went on, because I had a limited amount of time, and I wanted to get to at least where the plot twist happened, which was our goal, at least me and my friend had, I went as far as I could. And we got to the plot twist. That was where we got to. But yeah, I kind of stopped exploring at certain points. I just did what I could. I was just like, okay, when is this thing going to happen? And this is how I normally am today when I play the game. I main the machine gun. I'm a machine gun mainer, okay? I use the machine gun. I like it. It's nice. It feels nice with the feedback and all that. I do like using the pistol. Isn't that bad either, but the machine gun is really nice. I don't mind it. I will say this. I got to the plot twist with only the first level of Incinerate and the first level of Electrobolt. That's saying something for me. Okay? I'm like, oh wow, I got all the way there with that much. Okay. I mean, I died a bit from time to time. I did die, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, Peach was where I died first time. Okay, Peach sucks. But I know a trick and how to kill him, and I'll mention it here when we get to talking about him. And I gotta mention it to my friend at some point if she ever plays it. She says she's gonna play it, I'll mention it to her. Because if she ever fights Peach, I'll tell her, hey, look, here's a tactic you can use to kill the guy. And, yeah. But, yeah. It was annoying having to just fight him. And I mean, I only had 2 plasmas on me. Electro Bolt and Incinerate. So, and my wrench, and I didn't really know what the hell I was doing. I was just trying to survive. I didn't know, it was like, as soon as I put my weapons in the pneumo, I was like, wait, what? No, my weapons, no, give me back my weapons, no, my precious, my guns, what happened, why are my guns like gone? Like, I want my guns back. I was like, my friend, like, what, huh? I put my things in the thing, and they're gone, and I clicked on the thing, and they're, like, I was like, oh my god. I was, like, during this, my stomach and my head were bugging me. After a certain point. It got really bad at a certain point. Like after we were done, like, I was just like, I could barely eat. But as soon as, like, when I got home, I just had, like, a ice pop to help me just to make sure, like, I ate something, but that's something that I wasn't that bad on myself. So that way I could eat. But I made it to the plot twist. It was insane. My brain was having trouble putting everything 2 and 2 together. My friend had to put it together for me. Help me put it together. She had to pretty much spit it out for me. But I was like, okay. Alright, that's... Okay, wow. I now understand it. And I was just putting it all together in my head. I'm like, wow, that's insane. Oh my god, that's some clever moments, right? That's a plot twist of all plot twists. Plot twists. My god, if I can speak. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to finish the game until a while after. I wouldn't be able to go back to the game for a very long time, actually. I actually sat down and I would actually watch videos regarding BioShock, actually. That was where the whole BioShock-related, thing for me began. I actually really got into the BioShock love for it. During this time, during the summer, I'd watch BioShock-related videos, play, I will just watch BioShock-related videos, watch whenever I could. During the summer, that summer I built Rapture. I mean, I built my own version of Rapture, and you know what? You can see where that got me. We built our Rapture. That's why we have our BioShock wave. That's because of this. I probably would never have been experienced. I never would have experienced a game like this before at this point in time. Nor would I have been able to experience, anything like this. Like, I'm amazed that, my friend, without me and my friend Amber, I probably would never have experienced some of the things I've experienced with her, like BioShock. Getting to know BioShock with her, oh my god, that was awesome. Getting introduced to that, I'm so glad I got to experience it with her firsthand, at least most of the game, a portion of the game. But yeah, so on to late December, early January of 2018. Late December of 2018, early January of 2019, I was off from college. Christmas, my an uncle and an aunt gave me and my sister $25 of gift card, a GameStop money for there, and I'm like, there's no real games that I could get that I'm really interested for the Wii U we have, or for my DS, but I know some games we can get for our PlayStation, if we were to get a PlayStation 4, because we had like a PlayStation 2, but if we got a PlayStation 4, I know some games I could get for myself for that. And luckily, BioShock the Collection was exactly under what I needed. It was like $20. I had $5 left over. I didn't really get anything else after that, but it was like $20 left over. I was so happy. I'm like, I texted a picture of my friend while I was in the store, before I even bought the game. I'm like, I'm about to get BioShock. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get BioShock. I'm going to play BioShock. I'm going to be able to experience all of the game now. I'm going to experience the entire thing, know the whole story, see everything after the plot twist, learn everything about it, and then I'm going to experience BioShock 2, get to know what that's like, play that game, and see Infinite. See how what my thoughts are on this, because from what I've heard from my friend, it doesn't sound like she doesn't, from my friend Amber, she just likes Infinite, but I'm like, I want to try for myself, see what my thoughts are, because I don't want to just keep agreeing with her on this. I want to find out for myself. Like, I was pumped. I was excited to start learning about it. And all the DLCs, I was so excited. Like, I just wanted to go and play the game. And I started. I went, I played BioShock 1, 2, Minerva's Den, and not Destiny, but BioShock Infinite and Let's See Part 1 and Part 2. So yeah, I got to experience all of them myself. Let's add a bit of, I should add a bit of commentary here. We have finished the legs, the feet, and the, all that stuff, but now we're on to the body. We're starting to work on the body now, Delta. This is where, I had a problem. I had to figure out what color to make the helmet. This is one of the more tougher bits of Delta. That was actually, honestly, the toughest thing I had to figure out. I could not figure out for the life of me what color to make him, that helmet, until I settled upon brown and making the other parts that were originally brown, dark brown, and honestly, I like that decision. It works for me, and it makes it look, and it works better, and I like that approach. So yeah, it works, and I'm glad I went with that way, but again, I'm not like a thing could be done better. I mean, if there were better color palette options, and more bricks to each color, to certain colors, I probably could have had a better color design for it. But again, I'm glad it works out for how it looks right now. So yeah. So yeah, now on to BioShock 1. Let's talk about this game. I want to talk about it. My thoughts on it. I love BioShock 1. BioShock 1, I loved the city. The whole idea of BioShock 1, honestly, I feel like, honestly, me playing that game, playing BioShock 1 was honestly one of my favorite things about it. It was very, it felt unique. It felt different. I loved the plasmids, and just being able to go zap with, like, the electro bolt, or set somebody on fire with incinerate, or use telekinesis with to pull objects like the fort. Like, I honestly, all the different plasmids made it feel different and unique to any other game I've played, and I love that. I could not get tired of the world building, the whole exploring. Like, honestly, I can't get tired of playing this game. Okay, I haven't stopped playing this game over and over again ever since I got it, okay? Like, after my whole rotation of the games, after I played every single game, I still play it! I play it I would play an hour of it a night. Like, when I get home from college, I would play it an hour a night. Like, if I got home, like between 7 and 7:30, I'd have dinner. Like, if my sister was playing her game, I would let her play it until 8 o'clock. I'd play my game from 8 o'clock to 8:30. From 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And I just play BioShock, and I get to relax. And plus I get to experiment a bit. I'm still learning new things that I can do in the game. And there's so much to explore with the world. So much. And that's the same with BioShock 2, but we're going to get into BioShock 2. Oh my god, as soon as I finished that game, like, completed it, got for the full story, I was like, okay, Sonia, that's my sister's name, you can play your game now for the rest of the day. I am waiting till tomorrow to start playing BioShock 2. I want to play BioShock 2 tomorrow. And I did. And it was awesome. It was awesome. But yeah, BioShock, oh man, the ending made me well up a bit, because like I've been mentioning in all my other build talks, I would rescue the little sisters multiple times. I was a rescuer. Well, actually, so a little bit of a backstory here. We hadn't set up all of our accounts on the PlayStation before I fully got into all the games. I was playing BioShock 1 on my dad's account because I didn't have my setup yet, or anybody else's had their setup at the moment, and I accidentally harvested. I hated how that looked. I was disgusted with that. I felt horrible after that. And I was like, I will never harvest. Nope, never harvest. I will make sure I'm hitting the right button. But yeah, it just, oh my god. Oh man, I was like, oh. But yeah, I was amazed by that. But then when I got my own account, I was like, yay, I don't have to worry about that history, it's gone, I don't have to worry about that, I get to start all over again, I can have the good ending, which is what I wanted. And yeah, it was just fun, just being able to sit there and play the game. I love Andrew Ryan. Andrew Ryan is a great character, his ideals are really interesting, everything about him in the world of Rapture just are so interesting, and that's one of the things that make me love playing the game so much. Heck, there are times when I go play the game, I am saying some of Andrew Ryan's speeches and quoting some of his things, his audio diaries, and some of his speeches along with him. I'm like, a man chooses, a slave obeys, or a man creates, a parasite asks, where's my share? You know, like, I try to emulate that because it's fun to just play along with Andrew Ryan's idea. Like, I just like Andrew Ryan, and I kind of agree with Andrew Ryan's ideas. Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, the parasite is a thing we have in modern culture as well, not just in there. I mean, heck, we should have government intervention somewhat because, you know, the government needs to make sure things don't go just... The market doesn't just crash right off the bat after some time, but there needs to be a bit of regulation. Not a lot of regulation, but some regulation. Which is what I feel. But again, like I said, I agree with some of Ryan's ideals. Not all of them. I especially agree with a man should be entitled to the sweat of his own brow, which I agree with, and that has stuck with me ever since I played the game. I stuck with that. I'm like, I will be entitled. What is entitled to my own brow? What the sweat of my own brow is what I have worked hard for, and it is important to me that I have the sweat of my own brow. Whatever I put the hard work and dedication into this, into whatever I'm working on, the sweat of my brow. I'll pay. I put all the hard work I could put into it. That's why I love this channel. Like, the channel is important to me. I put a lot of hard work and dedication into this. I'd say I'd be sweating right now if we were talking, like, legit, like, real world, like, if this thing was an actual tangible thing. I'd be, like, sweating my ass off in some places, on some days. Some days not so much, but there are days I'm working my ass off for this channel. But again, I'm doing my best to make this channel succeed. So, you know. And the same thing with DK Gaming, which highly recommend checking that out. Link to that is in the description down below. Always recommend that. Also, check out my Patreon. Link to that is also in the description down below if you'd like to help support the channel. You get this 1 week, or you'll get this a few days earlier, along with some other things. Depending on which tier you donate to. So yeah. But yeah, I think that's what stuck with me when I first played the game. When I first even saw it. The sweat of your brow, Rapture can become your city as well. Well, with the sweat of my own brow, I will make a thing happen. I will work hard on this. I will do what I can to make it work. I'll do what I can. And you know, it just... I feel like that speech by Andrew Ryan just stuck with me. It made me just go... Whoa. This is... Whoa. Whoa. Okay, then. You're dedicated to this, man. You really are. And I respect that. I want to see that. I want to... I'm like... I respect that. And I'm like that, too. I'm dedicated to what I work for. So, yeah. Now, also, I do like... some other characters I like. I like Jack. Jack is actually a really interesting character. I mean, depending on how you play him. I mean, there's not much to him, but interesting. I'm actually going to I'm actually going to ask to get a sweater that's like his, so I could just wear that, have jeans, and just walk around my campus, and just be like Jack from BioShock. And if anybody gets the reference to that, I will be like, you, my friend, you sir, you got the reference. Thank you. Nobody else has gotten it yet. Or very few people have gotten it already, so you know. Which I would love if I was able to have that happen. But yeah, Sander Cohen is really interesting. I feel like he stuck with me as well in the game with the whole, like, the artist is a duty to, like, all about the artist, and I am like, you know, I'm an artist as well. I mean, I build models out of Lego, and I make them look beautiful. I try to make them look as good as possible, yet also as detailed as possible, and make them as accurate as possible to the actual model, and make them and just try to make them look good and all that. And I feel like, you know, I try to do that, and, you know, I try to, also my novel, I'm trying to make it feel like you're in this new world that has never been explored before, but you're about to set foot in it, and go along with these characters that are going to become, hopefully, your favorite characters in the world, and just see them run along the universe, fighting for, going in throughout the universe, protecting the universe and all that. I want you to see that, and I want you to feel that, because it's something that is really, it's something. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I love BioShock so much. It's such a great game. Like, the game is great, and as trust me, as I kept watching the videos, I learned that this game was like a masterpiece. Like, all the rewards it got, and all the acclamation, all the critic claims it got, I was like, my God, BioShock is such a good game. And I'm not wrong. I like not being wrong. If my opinion is not against the narrative, like what other people have been saying, that's awesome. I like that. But if it's against what people are saying, I've got no problem with that. Because, you know why? They could just go... They can... I don't care. Honestly, I don't mind that I have a different opinion than other people. But if I have it the same as other people, it's awesome. I don't care. I'll take that. And honestly, I will defend how great BioShock is as a game. It is a beautiful game. It is like a masterpiece. And it's just... That's why I would recommend this game, BioShock 1. And I'll say this. I'll be saying whether or not I would recommend the game, or not to somebody. And I would recommend BioShock 1 for sure. BioShock 1 is one of those games I would heavily recommend to somebody who has never played the franchise. It is a great way to get introduced to the world and see what Rapture is, and see what this game is what the world universe is all about. And it just, man. I love learning about BioShock and Rapture and all that. You can probably tell. I probably love just talking about it. I mean, you know, if somebody brings up something about BioShock related, I'm like, you know, BioShock kind of talked a bit about this, like genetic modification, you know. BioShock kind of gave us a warning about that. Say, you know, give them a warning. Give them a warning. So, yeah. I feel like we should go on to Is there anything else I want to... Well, before we... like I said, I like playing it. Like, I love playing it. I love kind of experimenting with other things. Like, let's also go with, like, you know, like, one of the things I like experimenting. One time I played BioShock 1. I was like, you know what? Let me take telekinesis, use the telekinesis fiber to pick up a barrel and chuck it at what's his face, Peach Wilkins. I did that. He died instantly after he got hit by the barrel. I was like, okay. I had to laugh a bit. Just because he just went boop. And I'm like, well, okay. That took care of that. That took care of that level. I'm done with this level. I'm done with this fight. I can just go fight. You know, I can deal with all the splicers in here, deal with all the traps, deal with all the other stuff, and just be on my way. And I'd recommend that. If you guys have not tried that, go do that. It is actually really effective. It is really effective, okay? If you have figured it out, good for you. I'll say that. Good for you. Again, this is me trying to figure out colors for the for Delta, for the helmet. This was honestly one of the parts of the model that took forever. This was one of the things that took a while to figure out completely. And I'm glad I actually figured it out, the actual color. But again, it took forever to figure it out. So yeah. Now regarding yeah. Also, I remember at one point, I took the pistol and I fired at what's the guy's name on the piano? One of Sandra Cohn's guys. Fitzpatrick. I believe it's Fitzpatrick. Yeah, I either shot him or the piano, and it blew up, and I'm like, huh. Well, that's unexpected. I was like, I was not expecting to blow it all up. I was expecting to at least kill the guy, not blow up the entire piano, too. Okay. And his reaction to that was like, perfect. I was like, I'm like, okay. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's not constantly do that. Let's just let the scene play out and maybe occasionally cost some time to do that. That was perfection, okay? I love that. I love that. You can kind of imagine how much of a sick mind I kind of have, okay? I have a bit of a weird mind going on when I play this game, okay? But yeah, after, I'm going to say one more thing I've done experimentation-wise with this game, and then we're going to go into BioShock 2. What was it? I'm trying to remember. It was something that definitely gave me a laugh. I'm trying to remember what was it. Shoot, I had it, but I forgot what it was. Huh. I forgot it already. I might not be remembering at this moment. So, I was unable to figure out what that scene was, but I did think of a couple extra things I do want to say. Regarding BioShock. The whole thing with the plasmid, like, where you take the first, sample of 192, oh god, I kind of dislike that. The reason why is because I just, having to worry about, what plasmid it comes next, gets a bit annoying, because it's like, oh wait, I can really use, X plasmid, but no, I don't have that plasmid at this point in time. Gosh darn it. So yeah. But, I also dislike how Fontaine's like, oh yeah, we're going to start lowering your maximum health. Which, really, oh my god, when that first happened, I'm like, buy more maximum health! I just bought more of that so I had more health to deal with. And yeah, that was, oh my god, I just liked that. I just liked it. But, hey, it was a scene that happened in the game, yeah. But again, those scenes don't really just detract me from the game. Those are like little minor nitpicks that I don't really care about that don't really detract me from the game. So, on to BioShock 2. And I think this is probably going to be the last one we end up talking about in this video, depending on how much time is left, but we'll have to see. So yeah, BioShock 2. When I finished BioShock 1, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to play BioShock 2, because I knew already I was going to be a big daddy. I was super excited for that. I was going to be a big daddy, and I'm going to be back in Rapture again. I get to play as a big daddy. Oh man, that was going to be fun, getting to be a big daddy. Oh man, that sounded like fun. Like, I was so excited. Like, I was so pumped to just run around, walk around Rapture. Being one of those, oh my god, I fought them, which I would do a good job of those at that, but then having to be one of them, oh my god, that was awesome. And actually, I watched this series, which gave me the idea, that told me I had, with being a big daddy, kind of the idea of the plot points of, like, pretty much the whole, it gave me pretty much the whole timeline of BioShock 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and Infinite, and that was basically the whole story with that. And the whole story kind of spoiled things, but I forgot the spoilers. Although throughout the games, I would be like, isn't this event supposed to be happening here? Isn't something supposed to be happening here? And I'd be like, oh, right, yeah, that is supposed to happen. Oh, wow, okay. But I did have a reaction to it. I wasn't like, oh, wait, But I didn't really care. I was like, I don't remember. Like, I just shrugged it off. But yeah, so yeah, playing as the Big Daddy was really fun. I got to stomp around Rapture and just bust up splicers, and it was fun. One of my favorite things about BioShock 2 is that you can feel like you are a Big Daddy. Like, you have weight. Like, every time you jump, it feels like you have, like you impact the ground. I feel like I have I hit the ground a bit hard and I'm about to, bust up another splicer, or, like, every time I bust up a splicer, it's like, like I go to swing my drill and it's like, whew, takes a bit of a hit. Like, it feels like I have some power to that hit. And it's really nice. I really like that. And one of my favorite aspects of this game is the dual wielding, which, if you remember in my cut content, in one of the cut content videos I did, highly recommend checking those out. Those are with the Lancer. Yeah, those are with the Lancer. Highly recommend checking those out, so you get an idea of what I am talking about here. BioShock 1 was supposed to have dual wielding, but didn't have it, actually. They cut that out. So, yeah, what I did like about the game, what I liked is that I knew I had a plasmid on me, and I could equip my favorite plasmid, Electrobolt, which I do like having Electrobolt as the main because I can just go shock any splicer and just shoot them, and yeah, it felt really nice to have that. It was a great way to take care of any of the Big Daddy, any of them, and knowing that instead of having to go have the plasmid side out already equipped to go, and having it be what's his face, how I attack a Big Daddy is Electrobolt, Incinerate, Electrobolt again. If I have to, before I do the second Incinerate, I do Insect Swarm if I have Insect Swarm, and then switch to my heavy cannon, switch to the grenade launcher, or in the case of BioShock 2, the rivet gun with the heavy rivets, or with the with the armor piercing rounds. Which again, I will say you can build those, build the machine gun that he does have in with those. You just have to, look at, you'll be able to see that later in the video. Not in this video, but in the next one. The building of that, but you can make little ammo clips and all that. That's actually really cool, I will say. My favorite aspects of that, actually. But yeah, Delta, being Delta, the whole story was really interesting. Going through Rapture, like 8 years after BioShock 1, was awesome. I believe around this time I was getting introduced to the BioShock Hub and learning about them as well, about BioShock and more things related to BioShock, which was really awesome. I play this game as well. I'm going to say this right now, I would recommend this game to somebody else who hasn't played BioShock as well, because this is a game that, builds on the first game, gives you this expansion, gives you more context, adds more to the world of Rapture as a whole, and it just feels it's just so awesome. It's just so wholesome. I love it. And I loved it. I remember when I first started it up, I remember just sitting there being like, wow, like seeing the whole like Big Daddy losing his little sister. I was like, damn, that sucks. And then having to go find this girl, not Bridget Tenenbaum, who I love. I'll say I love Bridget Tenenbaum. She's like one of my favorite characters in the BioShock franchise as well. I should mention that as well. She's one of my favorites. But Sophia Lamb, I hate her guts. I hate her guts so much. During the first gameplay, I was like, let me kill this bitch. I'm gonna kill this son of a bitch. I'm gonna kill her. I'm not gonna give her I'm just gonna drill her. I'm gonna put my drill right through her. And no, I didn't get to do that. My gosh, darn it. And Eleanor was like, oh, we must, be merciful to her mother. I'm like, no! Mercy to everybody else, but her, she gets the drill. Everybody else doesn't get the drill. Because I had this policy while I was playing the game. If they shoot me, I don't shoot back. If they provoke me, I provoke back. I didn't do anything to provoke. I didn't kill Grace, I didn't kill Stanley Poole, and I didn't kill Alex the Great. I wanted to kill Sophia Lamb because she was a bitch. And I mean that wholeheartedly. She is a bitch. I really hated her guts. It's like, you are messing with my little girl, dude. You're messing with my little sister here. Alright, you know how much that means to me? Do you know how important that is to me? I am going to give you the drill. And you mess with my main man, Sinclair. How could you mess with my main man, Sinclair? Augustus Sinclair, I almost forgot his first name. Augustus Sinclair was one of my favorite aspects of BioShock 2 as well. Just his smooth attitude, alright? Just his wording and how he would say things in the game was just so fun. Like, one of my favorite lines that he says is, go on in, kid. I've already been on all the rides. I'm like, yeah, just how he delivers it. It's just so smooth and elegant. And I'm like, damn, man, makes me love the character. And I hate to have him get the machine gun, but I had to give him the machine gun. Because the machine gun was my main. Again, like I said, the machine gun was my main. It will be my main. I don't mind maining that gun. Until Minerva's Den, but we'll talk about Minerva's Den later. I need to replay that game at some point. That DLC at some point. But that DLC is a good DLC. Like I said, we'll talk about that later. I believe I remember mentioning this either in in the video where we talked about BioShock articles or something. But again, I probably mentioned this already. But this is something I like. You are going through a different system. We're using a different system of transportation, which I like. We're not just taking a bathysphere, which, I mean, would have been nice. Would have been the easier route to go with BioShock 2, but they did the boat. They did the Atlantic Express, which is a great way to do it because I feel we get to experience another way of how they traveled to and from in Rapture, and it's honestly I found it really cool to be able to go from one portion of Rapture to another portion of Rapture, and it was just fun. Now, of course, with the bathyspheres, I was able to, before I go into Port Prometheus and do all this stuff before I get into the Big Daddy, which I will say one of my things I really dislike about becoming the Big Daddy is having a giant circle as my helmet. Okay? Which really is annoying because that really limits visibility. But with the HUD that we have in BioShock 2, it's actually really nice. Actually, I don't mind that helmet, that HUD display. That HUD display is actually really nice, actually. I am perfectly fine with that, but no. Having that, how like just a circle block, giving you very, as your whole through the world, it's like, can I please just see all the world? I go for the helmet last before I go for the boots, because I'm not worrying about having the splicers hear me, but I'm also being able to like see. I'm not worrying about, but it's like one of the last few things I'm worrying about. The helmet's like a pain. I hate it. But again, but we've also like I was mentioning with BioShock, I was able to actually set up a world where I could just run around Rapture and go from one part of the city to another part of the city, attack splicers, fight them off, and do whatever, like just run around in a portion of Rapture, be like, hey guys, I'm here to bust y'all up. I'm here to spend the night at Fort Frolic a bit. I'm gonna spend the night here. And then we're gonna go. Like I play an hour in Fort Frolic, and then I go off into the Rapture Metro Station and have some fun there. I probably try some new ways to take out splicers and all that. But yeah. I will mention this. I sucked at researching in BioShock 1. Like, I'm still working on reminding myself in BioShock 1 to research. But BioShock 2, I've actually been doing really good at researching all the splicers that have been coming up on me in the games, which is actually really good, because it's actually not that hard to actually research in that game. So yeah, which actually I do like that. Honestly, one of the things that I will say this, the whole thing, one of the reasons why I do love the whole Big Daddy thing with the game is because I get to now adopt a little sister, and that whole dynamic, I love. Just last night, I was playing a bit of BioShock 2, and I saw a shadow of me walking into a room, and I saw me with my little sister on my back. It was so cute. I'm like, oh, it's so cute. Oh my god, I can see her on my back. That is so adorable. So adorable. Oh my god, yes, I love it. Kind of makes me wish this game was kind of in a third person, but kind of glad it wasn't, because otherwise I'd hate it. I'd hate if it wasn't a third person. I would not enjoy it in third person. But hey, I enjoy this game nonetheless. This game is it was fun. The plot, I don't mind it. It was a good plot. Same with BioShock 1. BioShock 1's plot is good. Same with 2. 2's plot's great. The plasmids were great. Some of the new plasmids in there. I think in that game, that was the first time I actually introduced myself to Cyclone Trap. And Cyclone Trap 2 is like my favorite version of the plasmid, just because I get to add another plasmid to it. And it's like, you're not just going to get hit with a blast of air, but you're also going to either get hit with electricity, fire, bees, a number of other things. You're going to get hit with something, and it's just so fun to do. Like, zap. And, I just like setting that up as like a perimeter around me, like in lines, because, with like the little sisters, I do like a circle of trap rivets. I use one of the turrets in a strategically placed location to help protect her, and then I put, if I have cyclone traps, I will put those down along with trap rivets along the walls to help protect her, and I will be defending anyone that comes through those defenses, that gets closer, that's able to get past those defenses, and it works out well. So yeah. I will say this, the whole, big sister fights are really tough, but it's like, every time they come, it's like the last, I remember last night again, I died in the first battle, but it's just because it was different. I forgot that I needed to heal. I forget to heal sometimes in the game. Okay? Trust me. I'm just like, I'm gonna tank all the hit, I'm gonna tank every hit I get. And then I realize I'm dead. And I'm like, maybe not the best approach. Because I'm now dead. But hey, I survived somehow in the game. And, you know, when she was coming her second time, I'm like, come at me, bitch, come at me. I'm gonna give you a piece of, I'm gonna take you out. You're so close, you're close to death, I know it. I'm gonna take you out. You're gonna be so easy to kill. And she was, actually. And yeah. I will say this, the plasmids I normally end up using in the beginning, because I get these in the beginning of the game anyways. Electrobolt, Incinerate, and Telekinesis. I use all three plasmids in the beginning as the main three, because Telekinesis, I may never know if I need to grab something. With Incinerate, I can always set something on fire if I need to. You know, you gotta set something on fire. You gotta set some people on fire, you know? That's one of the things I do with the big sisters. I set them on fire. That's what I would do with the big daddies. And also with Telekinesis, I realized with the Rumbler while researching them, chuck their missiles right back at them, which was actually a really nice approach at it. It was not that, I actually realized that. I'm like, not a bad idea. And it was actually really cool. It was really cool to see that. Yeah, I will say, researching, I'm actually doing really good with researching. There's some things I'm like, whoa, wait, I never knew you could actually do, like, I barely did researching at one point in BioShock 2, but then this time I'm like, okay, we're doing researching, and it's actually going really well. And honestly, I like how both games are. They're really nice. Like, I will say, BioShock 2 adds on to the game. It improves the gameplay. It improves some things, like with the spear gun. It makes the, it lessens the reload time, because I will say the crossbow and the spear gun are my favorite weapon to use for sniping. I will pretend I'm using my arm as my one arm as level, the other arm for aiming, the other arm to fire it, and I am just prepared to just shoot the splicer right there in the head, and I'm like, bam, there you go, you dead. Take that in the face, or wherever I get him. I try to get him one shot, but you know. I can get him with the crossbow. The spear gun, not so much. But again, I'm still, you know, I do like just going, hitting him with the crossbow, with the spear gun, and going, ha, got it, got you, you're out. Yeah, it's really fun just being able to go through Rapture and just, you know, seeing the world, like, you know, transition for a few years. And also, one of my favorite things that is in there is, like, like the references to BioShock 1, like, the first group of splicers, and, I believe, like, in the first level, in, like, the one train station, you hear them talking about Jack, a bit, and it's like, whoa, they're talking about Jack, and it's 8 years, like, he's left an impact on the world of Rapture, which is crazy. And the first time you're in the ocean, you get to see the tail of the plane from BioShock, which is amazing. Mitch tells me the place is probably flooded, or that tunnel is probably broken down and it's there, and we're probably close to that welcome center, which is actually really cool. And, with, what's his face? Mr. Simon Wales, his religion is around Jack. He follows Jack. Which is crazy, by the way. I find that really crazy that he believes in Jack. Like, he follows Jack as, like, a god. Like, Jack is a god to him, which is crazy. I like to say in the video, like, when I'm playing the game, like, yeah, he's not coming back. He's probably either dead at this point in time, or he's just chilling up in the world, up on the surface, you know, enjoying that very accelerated growth rate. Which is very true. I feel like he would die before, you know, he wouldn't make it back to Rapture. He probably wouldn't want to go back to Rapture, okay? After going there and through what he went through, he'd probably be like, nah, son, I'm not going back to Rapture. What you talking about? Rapture's crazy. Excuse me? Rapture? Oh, hell no. I'm staying up on the surface world. where it's safer, not deadly. I don't want to die. That'd be, I mean, hey, that'd be, probably be how I'd be in that case, you know, and be like, yeah, no thank you. I ain't going back to that going back to that city if I were Jack. But yeah. Trying to think of what else I could cover. Because I don't feel like, the recording for this was an hour and 14 minutes when I split it up, so 14 minutes is not going to be enough, and I would like to not cut off the video here. You know what? How about I talk about this? So, there's one of these YouTubers I watch called JT Music. You can probably already tell by the name he does music. Before I actually got into BioShock, playing the BioShock games, I listened to his music, to the music that he had of BioShock. Well, actually, what got me into learning about his, learning of him was my friend Amber telling me of his Han Solo song he made called song for Solo called Never Tell Me the Odds, which I'm like, okay, I like this song. I actually really did like that song. Actually, it was a really good song. But, nonetheless, I actually listened to the Rapture song, right? Rapture Rising, and oh my god, I loved it. I actually loved that song. That song was very entertaining, very good, and it's actually one of my favorite BioShock-related songs ever. And yeah, I would listen to that song every morning. I kind of stopped, but I should get back to listening to that, because it's a really good song to get ready for the day. You're like, rise, rapture, rise. And, you know, it's kind of like a little reference to the games, because, I mean, they mention, like, rise, rapture, rise, you know. Which I hope Rapture does rise one day. Rise back from the ashes. And there's another song called Daddy's Home, which is about Subject Delta from BioShock 2, which is actually a really good song, too. And they also, at one point, made a song called, Would You Kindly, which is about, Atlas. Which, oh boy, that's actually a really good song. I actually enjoyed it, too. So yeah, I should probably add a bit of commentary here. I'm now working on the backpack. Not the really backpack, but, you know, the back stuff for Delta, the stuff on his back. You know, the tanks. Yeah. I honestly don't really know what else to cover here. Well, I will say this. Actually, you know, I do realize. Here's something I can cover here. It might not be enough, but it will be something. When you first go to put the syringe in for both Jack and Delta, they both feel different, yet similar experiences. What I mean by that is that I'm going to have to go over this a bit. Hopefully I can go over this within shrink the amount of time before I give you some blank time, just some quietness. Jack, you get, like, when you hear Jack put the needle in for the first time, you just hear him scream and just go crazy. Like, just go, like, be like, oh my god, what is happening? And just, you feel your controller go vibrating crazy. Which, I really like that, the choice to have that happen with the controller. That's actually a really good choice that they did there. What I like with Delta is just the whole section there. How it just sounds, like, the sound design sounds brilliant. Pretty much everything with BioShock 2 sound design with Delta sounds brilliant. It makes me feel like I'm actually a Big Daddy, which, honestly, I think they did a really good job with. They did the same thing. They did a good job with BioShock 1 as well. But again, BioShock 2, good job with that. Yeah. BioShock, what they did was that I really like how, you know, you hear the clink of the syringe going in. You hear him, like, if you hear it going in and you just hear, like, see the lightning coming out, like, him freaking out a bit, and then, you know, him being like, whoa, okay then. I really like that. And then you see, of course, the little sister telling him that Eleanor missed you and that you've been asleep for so long, and then the little big sister takes her, and I'm like, you bitch. How dare you take that little girl from me? And I'm like, I'm gonna take my drill, I'm gonna Honestly, if there's something with me in this game, about that game when it comes to enemies, I kind of want to put a drill for them. Some of them, you know. But it's not that easy just going, drill. Can't do that. And I will say, one thing I will say for that moment is I really wish that they had the same thing with BioShock 1, where you felt the thing shake. Like, the controller would shake to kind of add to that moment. Like, in some way. It just, oh my god. It would really add to the game, in my opinion. But again, you know, that's just my opinion. That's how I would like it to go. But yeah, that's just how I am. There's something I was going to talk about. What was it going to be? Oh yeah, let's talk about a couple fun moments. I might actually need to grab my phone. I can. I might actually have this opened up on my one thing quickly. I should have this. Oh yes, I should have this in the in there. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so with BioShock 1, I had this moment where this is one moment. I don't think this was the moment I was remembering, but this is a moment. And one of my run-throughs of BioShock, I was in Arcadia in Dr. Langford's lab, waiting for the Lazarus vector to be ready to be dispersed throughout Arcadia, and I had to deal with splice. And you know, you all should know how you have to deal with the splicers coming in and deal with them. At one point, I was able to fend them off actually really well. But at one point during the fight, I was surrounded by some splicers. I decided to equip my wrench because using my machine gun was like not really didn't feel effective at that point in time. And I'm like, I took it out, and I just began swinging slicers left and right, like, yo, let's just bust some heads in. I'm busting some heads in with my wrench, alright? And there's actually, after that point, I actually started using my wrench a little bit more. And I actually tend to use my wrench from time to time when I feel like it's necessary. You know, the wrench actually, it still is useful, okay? And after taking care of them, I finished them finished taking care of the splicers in the room. I believe either with or without the wrench, depends on how I remember it. And then I released the Lazarus vector in the room, and Lazarus vectors into the air of Arcadia, and I went on to Fort Frolic, you know, as you do. But yeah, I just took a, what's his face, the wrench. I was just like whacking some, whacking some slicers, and all you want to do is whack a slicer. So yeah, okay, okay. So this is something for BioShock 2. So I kind of called this little story Insect Swarm, and you'll kind of get why. So when I was in Dionysus Park. I was getting ready myself to take out a big daddy to get to his little sister to gather some Adam. A deep and I'm not gonna. You all know what those are. I began getting all my necessary weaponry, like grenade launchers, ready, all filled, all loaded up. The heavy rivets are prepped. All the heavy ammo's ready. All the necessary ammo's prepped and ready to go in case if I need it. All the plasmids are ready. You know, all that kind of stuff. And one of the plasmids called Insect Swarm. Well, one of the plasmids I needed was preparing with Insect Swarm, and I was as I equipped it, I heard a buzzing above my head. I go to look up and I see a bug flying above my head, and I'm like, wait, what? And I say to myself, I know I wanted to equip Insect Swarm, but not in real life. And then I have a little chuckle to myself about that, because it's like, not what I wanted, but okay. more of a reality. Like, I didn't know insect swarm was actually a thing in real life, and I didn't want to equip it in real life. Okay. And I actually have another funny moment from this game, BioShock 2, that I'll mention here. So yeah, well, there's actually a couple of regarding the little sisters. After I had a chuckle, I finished the game. I felt ready for the big sister, Big Daddy. And yeah, so regarding BioShock 1, well, BioShock 2, we built after we built the so no wait so while playing BioShock 2, I with the little sisters, I love having the little sisters on my back. They're so fun. Their little commentary is fun. Like, oldie toy, newie toy. That's like one of my favorite things to hear them say when I go to upgrade a weapon. After I say this, I'm probably going to end up ending it here and handing us on over to the next video, onto our next onto the outro. So yeah, I had target dummy down already. I had target dummy ready to equip. I went to equip it, and the little sister said, "Go play with Spooky Daddy." I was like, what? I had to just step aside, get out of the way, get into a corner, get out of the way where they could deal with it, hit pause, and I had to have a laugh. And I'm like, okay, after this point, I have to stop. This is it. This is where I've peaked. This is where the game has peaked for me. This was awesome. I love it. Thank you, little sister, for giving me that laugh. I love you. I love the little sisters. They're awesome. Their commentary throughout the games are awesome. Trust me on that. If you don't love the little sisters commentary, you're probably you probably don't really get. You probably don't have. I don't know what why you don't. Like, I love them. Okay, they're awesome. They are awesome. So yeah, right now we're working on one tank for the Big Daddy. After we get this tank done, we'll be on to the next tank. But that'll be in the next video. We'll be finishing that tank up in the next video. So yeah, I'll see you guys all in the outro. You'll have like a couple minutes of quietness, and then we'll be on to the outro. Then you get to the outro. So yeah, I'll see you all in the outro. Yeah. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. I enjoy making it for you guys. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Check out my friends Novel Rice. Link to that in the description down below. As always, also check out DKBrickStudios. Link to that in the description down below. Highly recommend giving that a look. Also check out my socials. Link to those are in the description down below. Also check out my Patreon. Link to that is in the description down below. If you would like to help support the channel. Any donations are greatly appreciated. So yeah, without further ado, please remember, remember may the force and the force of others be with you always. And I'll see you all in the next video. Chasing the dark from the night. Trust in your feelings and find a new hope. Take your best shot and let go.